Well, it's definitely time to clip all this basil. This is Thai basil on the left, and it is drowning out the marjoram here. And this is Marseille basil. There's my tarragon, my oregano, and thyme. So definitely have to clip them all back, and that'll be the next video that I'm going to show you, how to preserve these fresh herbs. So here is all the Thai basil that I have clipped from My AeroGarden. And if you can see here, if you recall what it looked like before, you can see how much of that I have clipped off. So when I chop the herbs, I don't include the stem. So just chop off the leaves. You get a little bit of stem, that's okay, but you basically want the leaves and not, at least I do, and not the stem, especially if it's a big, pretty thick stem, like this one is. Kind of thick, don't want that one. But other little stems are okay. So I just break the leaves off. And sometimes I will actually combine herbs, but because I have so much of this Thai basil, and it's got a unique licorice flavor to it, I really just am going to preserve the Thai basil by itself. The beauty of growing it in the indoor garden is also that I personally don't think I have to wash it. It hasn't been exposed to the elements. There aren't any bugs in my house, and from that standpoint, it's clean. If you feel differently, you can always wash and dry. And if you do wash and dry, I recommend you wash and then lay them out on a paper towel or a kitchen towel to dry, so that before you chop them. But I don't. I'm just going to chop them up and then put them in the olive oil cubes. So no need for you to watch this process any further. I'll show you what it looks like as I'm putting them into the cubes. So here's something else I wanted to just show, is that it looks like this Thai basil is beginning to flower. Let me see if I can get this in a point where you can actually see it better. There, yeah. So I've probably let it go a little too long, which is another reason it's really good to pick the basil before it gets to that point. Here's another one that, there, you can see that better. It's beginning to flower. Nothing wrong with that, but it means it's reaching the end of its maturity, at least on that particular stem. There's still more that could grow, but we're nearing the end of the production cycle. So good time to harvest the basil and preserve it.